Now the Backstreet Boys are all grown up with their own reality.
We are the pop culture professors. Settle down now. Smart people, dumb topics forever. Whatever. Taking the guilty out of pleasure. We stand together. We stand together.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to We Stand Together.
Yes, a pop culture academic symposium.
You know we're smart people, and you know tonight we're going to be talking dumb topics.
Yes.
This guy knows.
Yes. I'm Caitlin Bitsaguy.
I'm Lauren Brickman, and you might be asking, well, who are you, though? Who are you?
Fair. Why am I here? What's going on? Excellent questions.
These are all valid. Well, we are self-proclaimed professors of pop culture because we are professors. I actually taught 3 classes today from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., baby.
Woo! Let's hear it for Teachers of
you.
America.
Thank you so much. And when we're not in classrooms, we're pretty much just telegramming each other about pop culture.
Exactly. Yeah, sharing GIFs is the main hobby. But we have master's degrees. We've taught in the college classroom, but who
cares?
Meh. What are our pop culture creds? You
These
may
are
be
important.
asking. Okay.
Okay, this
Here's
is a
one
good
for me. I got a DM from the Shaws of Sunset grandma, Vida Javid. Here it is.
Yep, that's true.
Thank you for your support. And this moves. This good morning thing, it moves, by the way. So RIP, not to her, she's fine. The show was canceled. I'll check in via DM. And one time I did explain to Rufus Wainwright what the concept of antebellum was. By the end of the convo, he pretty much got it. So another successful learning experience. Lauren, how about you?
Okay, well, first of all, Caitlin, bring this guy up. Does anyone recognize this young man? Bring up another picture. Well, for those of you who aren't up to date on sports like I am, that is a NFL player by the name of, we can bring it on the screen, Micah Hyde. And guess who his acting teacher was? Yeah, 710 with Lauren Brickman. So that's one credit. He did famously on the first day of class when I said, why are you here? He said, to get more comfortable doing press. And I was like, okay.
Aww.
It was true.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. All right, this next one. All right, so this guy right there is actual rock star, been featured in Rolling Stone, Barty Strange, who I worked with at a summer camp, and who is my personal hype man. He's been resharing my acting reels on Facebook since 2011, baby. And then my last credit is I was in the rock musical in college, Rent, with recent birthday boy and former guest of the show, Ben Farha, who's here tonight.
Happy birthday, Ben.
And then I also have done a lot of karaoke, specifically here downtown with also recent birthday boy and former guest of the show, Juan Leon.
Wow.
Yeah. And what this means is, of course, I did major in acting in undergrad. So that is what those two things add up to.
Wow,
So,
happy birthday, folks.
happy
We do
birthday.
birthdays at the show. Keep that in mind all year round.
yeah, if you've been on the show and we know your birthday, you will have a cameo.
And our most important credit, as anyone's could be, is that we are current here in season 18 of Grey's Anatomy.
yeah.
I know we share this one every time,
But it's a lot of work.
but hours and hours of Grey's have passed every
Oh.
time we tell you, and we keep up to date on it.
And y'all, it's getting hard.
Yeah, it's a part-time job.
It's been
All
but
right, Matt with the editorial,
here's
but
the
you
thing.
don't know, like 18.
But I will say this, Caitlin, there is an addition. I do just want to say there is one bright spot this season, and it's that Scott Speedman was made a series regular, and I do take full credit for manifesting this. Thank you so much. For those of you who stopped watching 20 seasons ago, you don't remember, but he had a small arc many, many seasons ago, and I said, if only they'd bring him back. And they did.
If you're familiar with the show Felicity, he kind of played the male lead on that. And Felicity, it turns out, is sort of just a farm team for Grey's Anatomy.
It's true.
Eventually, those actors will all appear in at least 25 episodes of Grey's Anatomy. So, okay, that's who we are. But what is this?
What is the show?
What does stan mean, even?
What does it mean? It means to be an obsessive fan of something or someone, and it can mean a lot of different things for a lot of different people.
Absolutely.
This week, Caitlin and I each have pretty different stans, I would say.
Oh, and we did want to highlight that original Stan actor Devon Sawa is brought to our attention by a friend of the show, James III. Tweeted this recently. Whoever you think the hip hop goat is, Eminem is better. Signed Stan.
And James is right. That is the funniest thing, and everyone can go home. So everyone can go home after this. I know that Twitter's done. It's been done.
Yeah.
Devin finished it.
But yeah, we'll use stan in a sentence in a way you can understand. So Lauren, tell us about your current stan.
So my stand is a little bit of a saga this week. My stand starts with a text. I don't know if you can read it, but if you want to go to the next click ahead. So this is a text from my friend Katie asking if I wanted to see a movie, and she says there's 8 p.m. Lost City tickets. Now I didn't see the part where she also said or EEAAO. I didn't know what that meant. I just saw Lost City. Okay, next slide. So I thought we were seeing Lost City, which, if you aren't familiar, is a film that features Sandra Bullock, Daniel Radcliffe, Channing Tatum. This is the Rotten Tomatoes sort of score for this particular film. It's got a 75. People say it doesn't quite sparkle as brightly as some classic treasure hunting capers, but it's a fun romp, right? So that's what I thought I was going into. But instead, I went into this movie, which was Everything Everywhere All of the Time. Yeah, so you've seen it, you get it. So this is that movie's Rotten Tomatoes. It has a 97, and it says Everything Everywhere All the Time lives up to its title with an expertly calibrated assault on the senses. So that's an important sentence to keep in mind. Keep in mind, I thought I was seeing Channing Tatum. That's not what was on the screen. Literally, like 60 seconds into the movie, I whispered, "What is this?" So we're going to continue on the saga. So this next clip is what happened after the movie. This is real. This is not staged. I just hit play.
What'd you think about it?
I loved it. It's so great.
That's what I was saying. That's one of those things.
Okay.
And that continued for several more hours. Now, you would think, okay, that's the end of this saga. It's not, because Katie posted it, and this gentleman, Jonathan Wang, liked it on Instagram, and I was just drunk enough that I then DM'd him. And I said everything all at once was so great. He was like, "Thank you." And then I kept going, and
You actually said, and let's be clear, it's such a special movie.
I did. And then he, whatever reason, decided to keep engaging with me. And guess what I found out? He sent me a screenshot to prove that he had dropped the video in a group text with the movie's director. I still haven't booked, but fingers crossed. So yeah, that's my current stand.
I think they're keeping you in mind, for sure, at a minimum.
For sure. I will play Jamie Lee Curtis's daughter in the sequel. Right? It feels like it has to happen.
I think so.
Yeah. Caitlin, what are you standing this week?
Mine's a little simpler. It's not really a saga. It's not even a full show. These are 10-minute episodes on Netflix. So you guys seen Old Enough? Yeah! So Old Enough is the story of Japanese toddlers as they're tasked with work around the house and around the city. They're not like lazy American toddlers that just like sit around and loaf and freeload.
Yeah.
Like these kids go out, they walk as much as a kilometer to the store, and like American adults, we don't even know how far that is.
I don't know what a kilometer is.
I mean, Japanese, literally under 3-year-old is going to the store. They also, like, there's a lot of spiritual sides. Like, a lot of it is, like, decorating shrines along the way. Like, we just trust the toddler to decorate the shrine, and they do a good job. So check this out on Netflix. Each episode is, like, 9 minutes long. And I don't know, I would like to star in a reboot for Americans where it's like, can this 39-year-old get her car washed before a 7 p.m. start time of a show. It was touch and go.
It was touch and go today. I worry about you when you're out there on your own. I do.
We'll send a camera crew. Then everyone can know that nothing too bad's gonna happen.
That's true.
All right, so
that's what
standing
standing is.
All right.
Now, some of you know this. Each month, we keep a chair in the back open for Joshua Jackson. I need to clarify something, though.
Yeah, okay.
Because some people have been sliding into our DMs, and can you go to the next slide? I want to make it really clear. Our love for Josh doesn't mean that we don't respect Jody, okay? We know he has a wife, and we love her, too. So there's a chair for Jody Turner-Smith here as well.
The second chair.
The second chair. So I just want to make it clear. They're a package deal, and so are we. So we get that. Now, a couple things to keep in mind about them is that we do really invite them every month. But before we get to that, I do need to say I never actually showed this to anyone. So this is about friendship really quickly. That, if you keep clicking through, Kate, that is a canvas of an ad that Jody and Josh did around the holiday season that Caitlin had blown up and printed for me professionally for my birthday and made me carry around the city. And then it is on my mirror in my apartment, but it is right above. Below it, you might see there's my parents' actual wedding photo in the corner. And then there's a cartoon strip that my grandma and grandpa had written their names on. And then in between the two is actually Caitlin and her husband Eric's high school yearbook photo that I had them autograph.
It's the wall of love.
It's just the wall of love, and I just felt like it was an intimate thing about our friendship that we should share with people.
Yeah, which is why we do invite.
Josh and Jody every month. So that's the first time I wrote to Josh's manager, and he did write back that he wasn't in town. This month, sadly, we did not get a response. So that just means maybe. Right?
Yeah. No, it's not a no. It's not a no.
No responses. But I will also admit that we don't only invite Joshua Jackson.
Oh, no.
We also invite... Oh, wait.
Yeah.
This is
so
important.
when they do come, and again, we didn't get a no. So it's like we don't know for sure that they're not coming. Mm-hmm. So just keep that in mind. Mm-hmm. So when they come, you're going to want to act cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you guys do that? Okay. You're going to get lots of pics of us.
Yeah. And then remember that they're here for us.
Yeah, if we walk away and you want to autograph, maybe, but don't be weird.
Yeah. And just make us look good. So if they come in, laugh a little harder than you are right now, make a little bit more noise. That kind of thing.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Yeah. And then just the last thing is always tell us if you know them. Let us know. Okay, this is a confession that I've never said out loud before. So I also email other celebrities, not just Joshua Jackson, just sometimes for fun. It's a hobby. This month we did get a response from someone's PR team.
Right. Well, let's just go from the top. It's Bethany Frankel, Drew Barrymore, Joshua Jackson. Now, you might not be able to see, but I know that bottom one is Sherry Shepherd. But we did get a response.
From Bethany Frankel's team. I do need to read this one incomplete. It says, "Hi, thank you for your interest in Bethany Frankel. Unfortunately, she is unable to participate. Bethany received so many wonderful requests, but it would be impossible to accommodate all of them. Thank you for reaching out."
Best Tulsi. No, is it Tulsi Gabbard? We're not going to tell you.
We're not going to tell you.
That's not
That's
your
for
business.
us to know and you not. So just to confirm, Bethany Frankel will not be here tonight.
And she called it a wonderful request in a way.
In a way. Yeah, but she won't be here.
Okay,
so,
no, she firmly will not. So just
firmly
know.
no. Oh, right.
Yeah, and we're also witches.
We're witches.
Okay.
So this is just facts.
In our first 3 shows back, we
Yeah.
did a We Not Stan of 3 different things. Britney's Conservatory, Meghan McCain on The View, and Mike Richards as host of Jeopardy.
Yeah.
And you might notice those things are all over.
Yeah. Literally within days of our show. So we sort of got
a little...
We got maybe a little full of ourselves.
A little ahead of it, yeah. Because what we've been trying to end is celebrity NFTs.
Yeah. So back in January, we brought that up. Yeah. So and sadly, obviously, those are still a thing.
But we haven't dropped our fight.
No. So we're gonna once again use our power of witchcraft to say we're still not standing this, and we want it to end.
Yeah.
I got dangerously close this month to learning what an NFT is.
Oh, don't. No. And don't tell us after the show.
No, and everyone that was comparing UCB's possible reopening to NFT pay, it's your fault I almost figured it out, and I hate you.
Yeah, don't use context clues we can understand, please.
Please, I'm begging of you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, so if you want to just click through real quick, we usually tell you if you have beef with me that I'll wait for you at the bar. It's a Wednesday night. I know people have to go to work, so I just wanted to say, if you want to just take a quick screenshot, there's a phone number and an email. So
Yeah,
this
just
month,
complain.
if you have complaints...
I sent Stephen.
Yeah. Yeah. I appreciate the IG slide-ins after shows, but this if you want to file a formal
more
complaint,
formal.
this
Formal.
feels more like this is our HR department.
Right.
Which is a phone number and an email.
Mm-hmm. That makes it HR. Mm-hmm. All right,
Okay.
finally,
Now
let's
finally.
start tonight's show. Tonight's theme is the search for the total rock and roll freaks.
Yeah. We're searching for them. We're going to try to find them.
And you're like, why are you talking about it?
Well, there's a lot of reasons why we're talking about it, and it's mainly Dolly Parton.
All right. Now, did you guys see this story recently where Dolly was nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
She was.
And she asked to be taken off the ballot. Kind of odd. And then she had this to say. Dolly here, which strongly indicates she doesn't always write them, right? I don't want to read the whole thing, but basically she says, I do hope the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame will understand and be willing to consider me again if I'm ever worthy. This has, however, inspired me to put out a hopefully great rock and roll album at some point in the future, which I've always wanted to do. My husband is a total rock and roll freak and always encouraged me to do one. So that was just interesting to us. We found that puzzling on a number of levels. Now, if you don't know her husband, do you guys know about Dolly's husband, Carl?
Yeah? Good.
Right.
Yeah.
So she's been married to Carl for 50 years. His most famous contribution to art has been going to a bank once where a woman named Jolene was working. And honestly, it's more than what most people have done to contribute to art. But apparently he looms quite large in her psyche as far as her rock and roll credentials, because he's a total rock and roll freak, as we've mentioned.
Yeah.
And she's, famously a country singer of some note.
Yeah, some know her.
I mean,
look at them. They're so
no.
cool.
But total rock and roll freak? So this is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame,
Yeah, so we started to be like, okay, well, if Dolly doesn't feel like she deserves to be there, like, we need to do some investigating. And that's what tonight's all about, is us launching an investigation into whether or not Dolly was right.
Right.
And, it's really interesting because, in order to be inducted, apparently an artist needs to be nominated by a committee that selects a bunch of candidates. And, clearly rock experts picked her. And yet she's saying she's not worthy. And we find that interesting.
It's interesting, yeah.
But we also are not sure what rock and roll is what we're finding out.
It's not our forte.
Not our forte. So we, of course, went back and did some deep research, and we found out that it's a popular style of music that originated in the 1950s. Who knew? But this is what I thought was really interesting. It's a combination of black rhythm and blues and white country music.
All right.
Okay.
That could be
Interesting.
useful information.
I don't know what that means exactly yet, but seems like something.
All right, now.
So then we were like, well, what's a freak?
Yeah.
And apparently it's all of that. It can be a person, an animal, a plant, unusual physical abnormality, but it's something that apparently that's out of the mainstream.
Now, put it all together.
Okay, so we kind of know what rock is. We kind of know what freak is. What's our total rock and roll freak? There were no results found.
No
Literally,
results.
Literally, when I searched, this next thing is the only thing that would come back were headlines about Dolly.
Right.
That's all that would come back.
Right. She invented the term. To what end?
To what end? Also, this was what was concerning to me, is that I did discover that apparently her husband doesn't like her music.
I mean, Carl's allowed to like what he likes.
Yeah, so I guess ultimately, at the end of the day, we're trying to figure out, is rock and roll cool, and by extension, is Carl cool?
Because we need Dolly to be with the right guy.
We want Dolly to be with the right guy. And obviously, if you were here for our Drew Barrymore show, we know what's right for celebrities' love lives better than they do.
Exactly.
So I guess by the end of the night, we're going to figure out if Dolly needs a divorce or not.
Yeah, well,
That's cool.
All right, so I want to investigate kind of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Number one, is it rock at all?
I don't know.
Because what I found odd is that I did not think she was exactly the first not canonically rock artist to be nominated. So this is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's in Cleveland because of the Drew Carey show.
Yep.
They had a theme song said Cleveland Rocks. The museum was like, we'll get there immediately. I think that's right, but maybe our first guest knows. We have an actual expert.
Yes,
Please
we
welcome to
do.
the stage Devin Ivey from Vulture.
Welcome, Devin Ivey.
So, Devin wrote about this issue. You can see this is her headline. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Hi.
And we have a real expert. It feels wild. So this is for everyone. How many acts do you think there are? Like, what elite company do you think Dolly was imagining was too much for her? 40 seems like a great guess. It's 351. So it's a lot. So she wouldn't really be like tampering with anything were she to be there. So again, interesting. So I want to just go over, Devin, some of the acts that are in it, not just nominated, that are in it, and whether you think they're rock and roll. Audience, you can let us know after our expert has weighed in. You can, your uneducated thoughts can waft towards the stage. So let's start. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Is it rock? Jimi Hendrix Experience. How do we feel?
Yes, I would say the epitome of rock. For
Wow.
Sure.
Okay, we're starting off strong. The
Yes.
epitome of rock.
I would imagine he was in the first inducted class, if I had to make an educated guess.
I bet so. Okay, ABBA.
I love ABBA.
Oh, no,
Are
no.
they rock? Some would
Exactly.
say a very, very harsh no.
Right,
They,
right, yes.
But they're in it. They sold the tickets that year, so that's why
Exactly.
they were inducted.
And Devin, great point. This is in no way a qualitative judgment of whether we like them or not. This is just, are they rock? Because obviously ABBA is responsible for Mamma Mia 2. Here we go again. Therefore, they are the greatest artists alive. It's just whether they're rock or not. And I would guess no, but again, I've said I don't know rock.
And two of them didn't even show up, so they didn't even
What
perform.
the heck?
Yeah. So it was all for no Mamma
They
Mia.
could have
but
been
all,
on
yeah.
set, though, for Mamma Mia 2.
That's
So
true.
if I find out that's true, then that's okay. Chuck Berry.
Yes, I would say the
Yeah.
Godfather of rock and roll.
I would say so. And we actually have footage
Hard
of
yes.
him finding out about rock and roll from his cousin, Marvin Berry. So we have a whole origin story.
Exactly
folks do
right.
like it when your cousin calls, says, I'm your cousin, then his full name, and has your phone number memorized. This is the world's most helpful cousin. Beastie Boys.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Rock? Yeah,
yes.
you think they're rock?
I think they're rock, yeah, and they contributed to hip hop and rap. They were one of the first rap groups to be inducted as well into. I think there's 6 in total for hip hop and rap.
Wow.
Eminem will probably be inducted this year on his first try. So
Wow.
no, they were very absolutely
and I
influential.
mean, wow, I didn't know that Eminem was nominated. And for Dolly to deny us those two on the dais together, I'm getting more upset. Dick Clark, real rock guy, real rocker.
Dark Horse. I'm surprised by that. I'm
He's
gonna
in it?
have to go no for Dick Clark.
Okay, weird.
He had a
Weird.
great. He did the Rockin' Eve. I'm
No.
assuming was he, that. Did,
Yeah, no,
It's
I-
still in his name.
I
so.
do have a follow-up question.
Influence.
He may not be rock, but is he a total rock and roll freak?
You got me there. That's
Wow,
true.
now that's different. That's a total rock and roll freak Hall of Fame. Absolutely, he gets in. Yeah, American Bandstand. Heart.
Yes, absolutely. And
Yes.
actually, Dolly Parton said she did an interview where her rock album wants to be in the style of Heart and Ann Wilson. So
Okay,
if she
this
should
makes
get in, and Ann should induct
lot
her,
of
but
sense.
Heart, the queen.
And
right
this
there,
is one
100%.
of the few that we do have a right or wrong answer because if we remember, Carrie Underwood performed Heart on the Rock and Roll Week of American Idol.
With amazing hair.
They wouldn't let her
Yeah.
do that if it wasn't rock. That would be against the law, and she won. That is true. Oh no, this hair, this outfit, no notes. Nat King Cole.
Yeah, I would go with yes on
Really,
that. Yes.
really. Yeah, he's a rocker.
Do you want?
Yeah.
No comment. I really
Okay.
can't expound on him, to be honest.
No worries. I didn't even know if he liked rock, but apparently he's a rocker. Okay, Johnny
Yeah,
Cash.
and he's in. I mean, like,
Oh, yeah, all of
my
these people are
theory is
in.
that if Johnny Cash is in, Dolly Parton can be in. So
I
he's
agree
one of
with
the
you.
few country soloists in
I
there.
agree with you, but here's what he had to say. People call me wild. Not really, though. I'm not. I guess I've never been normal. Not what you call establishment. I'm country. So again, it's whether we see country as fusing with rock or whether it's separate. He seems to think it's fine to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Dolly doesn't feel the same way. And Whitney Houston, again, she has been inducted.
Yeah, I think it was well deserved.
Yeah. Yeah.
100%. And that was one of her lifelong goals, actually. She didn't, before she died, she's like, the last thing I want to accomplish is be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
We
and
love
she got
that.
it, a year after, but
Yeah.
it was one of her dreams.
That's amazing. We love Whitney. Now, one of Whitney's most famous songs, arguably her most famous recording, is I Will Always Love You. So, Dolly, people are getting in on your songs. Other country artists are in. What's going on? So I have to ask you, Devin, what do you think's really going on here? Because I just can't buy the official story.
I know. Okay, so I genuinely think she is just so humble and really doesn't think so. Conspiratorially, I think she wants to be in the list of like Sex Pistols, Todd Rundgren, that guy from Dire Straits, who just want to shoe it and kind of get some press and be cool that way. She wants to be like Johnny Rotten and be like, fuck the Rock Hall. Like, there's no one that has ever like just eschewed a nomination.
No.
People have said, I'm not going if you get me in, but she's the first person who ever was like, just take me off the list. Not even Johnny Rotten did that. That's legendary stuff.
Wow, that's rock and roll.
Yeah, that is rock and roll
I'm
right
getting it.
There we go.
I'm learning. Oh my gosh. And I have not checked the latest status, but have they granted her wish to take her off?
They will not grant her wish because she also did it when the votes were sent out to the 1,200 people. Logistically, that would be harsh, but
Fair enough.
They weren't going to honor her wishes, unfortunately. They should have, maybe, but
Yeah, in fairness. Oh my gosh. Wow. I learned a lot. I think we have another rocker, probably future Rock and Roll Hall of Fame member. Doug is making his way up here. So, Devin, if you'd like to come over here,
Please.
Doug is going to perform for us a song, and then we're going to decide if it's rock. I think we can just step right down.
Well, he has the
Devin right behind
headbands.
you. Devin right behind you. Just,
Check. Hit it, Kurt. This song is about the greatest feeling in the entire world. Does anybody else here compulsively check their mail when they get home? It's a blooming age of technology. iTunes, emails, MP3s. You can send a nude photo in an NFT. Consumed with information, what does it all mean? YouTube taste test memes in the fonts. Your cousin's hunting pedos with QAnon. But nothing can compare to the feeling inside when you open up an envelope and open wide. I love getting mail in the mail, in the mail, in the mail, paper mail. I've got mail, I've got mail. Open up and give me the mail, in the mail. There's a card from your aunt, there's an ad for a play. Open up and give me the mail. Late nights, white light agony. Grubhub, Amazon spending spree. I'd rather have a pen pal in Brazil or a letter from the IRS, a big fat back tax bill. The thrill of the mail makes me feel alive. Patiently waiting while the mailman arrives. Mail bulging out with a welcoming smile. I've got some marble cake and coffee. You can come and stay a while. Mail, I'm not lonely at all. Not a reflection of my inner turmoil. On the screen, it's not real. In the mail, I can feel it's so real. Rocking guitar solo. One day in the not so distant future, there might not be mail. We send your letter straight to your brain. Straight to your brain. But in the meantime, hold your coupons close, 'cause a bundle of junk's coming right to your door. I love getting mail in the mail. It makes me feel important to receive some mail in the mail. This must be how the president feels every day when he gets all his mail. Credit cards, first box free, fresh direct, I'm erect. I love getting mail in the mail, in the mail, in the mail, in the mail, in the mail.
Doug Woodick, everybody. Doug, stay stay up here. Come on,
I'm
guys.
staying, I'm
so,
staying.
Devin, do you feel that Doug Whiteick is a total rock and roll freak?
My 09
Yes.
headshot.
And he could be the sixth member of Duran Duran with that headband.
Wow. This is the biggest compliment ever given on this stage.
Love it. I love it.
Wow. Well, thank you both. This has been really an exploration of what it means to be rock and roll freak. They'll be back at the end of the show. Thank you guys so much.
Sounds good.
Give it up for Devin and Doug. They'll be back later. And it's official. Doug Whiteick is
Oh
getting
my
inducted
gosh.
into the Rock and Roll
Oh, yeah.
Hall of Fame of
First
Freaks.
ballot.
All right. Well, we're gonna keep this rolling. We got a pretty exciting pitch fire to share with you all. Listeners of the podcast will know Caitlin and I often like to pimp our guests into pitching series, but tonight we're gonna do a little twist. We have a reboot pitch, but we have a guest here tonight that we are gonna be pitching to and needing the help from, because there's only one person we could think of cool enough to help us with rebooting the TV show Fnatic. And that person is
Monique
Moses.
Oh, wow. It's already catching on, Doug.
So good.
It's already catching on. All right. So, Monique, thank you so much for being here with us this evening. And everyone just probably want to bookmark MoniqueMoses.com. But, Monique, you've been on the show and talked about dance before. And when Caitlin and I were talking about Fnatic, we were like, well, obviously we have to bring Mo here because not only has she successfully sold a TV show, which is cool, but you're also legitimately the only person I think that could save MTV.
Oh.
And so tonight we have decided that you're now president and CEO of MTV.
Hell yeah. That's cool. I'm gonna run it into the ground like my predecessor.
You can't do any worse.
So tonight our goal is to work with you, our new boss at MTV, to come up with this reboot and just to help us out. Like, first of all, do you remember the TV show Fnatic?
Vaguely.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That's typical.
That's typical. So we thought we'd just help ground ourselves in the world of what Fnatic was, just so we have some foundation. So this is just a short clip from an episode with Eve.
Go to Philly, so we bring Philly to New York. We're gonna get some Philly cheesesteak, EVE, period. Y'all know Eve, the singer, the blonde bombshell Eve? She's from Philly and she loves Philly cheesesteak, so we're gonna see if we get a little bit of Eve in our systems tonight, all right?
Coming for that.
Whoa. When I first saw Eve, it was in the Ride or Die video. She had on the jeans and the shirt and she was just plain out rapping.
No lie, but them ready do or die. What you want? QB staring at me like, dang, where you from?
And then I was like, okay, she gonna hit us harder sooner or later. Then she came out with the What Y'all Want video. She was doing the merengue, spinning it around in a tight dress.
I'm the one to say, wow.
Another bop. This song's so good.
Eve did it up. You could tell she has a perfect sense of style. But the merengue, the dress, I was loving it. It was great. Only a true fan would taste test every different type of Philly cheesesteak there is just to get that connection with Eve. This one is for you.
I love that.
Yeah, so that's a little taste. For those who don't remember, the basic conceit of each episode was that there was a super fan who had submitted to MTV for a particular celebrity. Yeah. And then allegedly they didn't know, but a friend of theirs would surprise them somewhere, and they wouldn't know that they're going to get to meet the celebrity. So what we were seeing was before she knows she's going to get to meet the celebrity, her friend has brought her to a Philly cheesesteak place because for her, that's a big part of Eve's milieu. I don't know. For her,
she
being
was from Philly. It was a long walk.
It was a long walk, but that was a big thing.
But I'm not Eve's Fnatic. She is.
Yeah. But Fnatic ran for 5 seasons from 98 to 2000, and it had some wild episodes. There were episodes that had Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh yeah, but what is Shaquille O'Neal known for?
Yeah,
right. So this was a person that was a fan of his rapping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As surprised as you are, imagine being Shaq. Because he was like, are you kidding? A lot. And there was 2 celebrities per episode, except for one episode. One celebrity would clearly not share.
Mariah.
Correct.
I haven't even seen that shit.
This is why we knew it had to be you.
Yeah.
You know, Mariah had to have 2 fans.
Yeah.
No sharing.
Yeah.
Madonna shared.
Madonna shared. Bruce Willis shared.
And We love.
We love Bruce Willis.
I do need to say that I did as a child try to
you
get
all
on.
saw this coming.
Everyone saw it. I did try to get on Fnatic for Seth Green. I didn't send in a tape because we didn't have a camcorder, but I did call the hotline multiple times. I never got an answer. So the image that you're seeing is a collage that I attached to an essay in my English class where I channeled all of my feelings just in case they called me.
Lauren, your Seth Green is my Mike Vitar. Did I ever tell you about that?
No, tell me about that.
I loved Benny the Jet Rodriguez from The Sandlot.
Yes.
I dreamed about him, and then he was in D2, The Mighty Ducks. He couldn't stop.
We know.
I dreamed about this man. And I wrote to Bop and Big Bopper, and I wrote this man, I love him so much. And the song SWV Week, I think of him every time I sing it. So anyways, there we go.
You get it.
That's yours.
We had an audience member ask what happened to him. Do you know?
And if you watch any sort of like Sandlot reboot or like they did a picture profile or something for people recently.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't in it. And I think he's become a normie. No, I think he's like a firefighter.
Oh,
that's too
Pasadena
bad.
Or something,
What a
and he
sad
just doesn't want to
fate.
be.
wow.
Oh, what a bummer.
Well, this is sort of a beautiful
Sorry.
segue, but I was going to
Back
ask, like, if you were going to apply, would that have been who you tried to get on Fnatic for?
I think no, because it was like younger, like I was 13.
Right.
I feel like Fnatic feels a little bit older.
Okay.
So for me, at like 17, 18, I loved. I'd probably do Aaliyah, honestly.
Yeah, that's a good
That's
one.
the right choice.
It's a good one.
I tried to be Aaliyah. I tried to be her every day of my life. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
It was actually, I kind of went between like Mary J. Blige and then
Yeah.
Aaliyah and then Missy Elliott and then back to Mary J. and then Aaliyah. Like dressing, like aesthetically
speaking.
in high school.
Right.
I love that. And, okay, so that's who you would have gone to back then.
Yeah.
Let's say, in this reboot,
Now.
who would you pick now?
Oh, who do I love now?
Like, who would you be willing to call yourself a fanatic for?
Oh my God. Am I really gonna do this with y'all?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
I feel like this is a safe space.
You guys don't fucking make fun of me.
Never.
No
I
one
made a
make
collage
fun.
of Seth
No
Green.
one make
Come
fun.
on.
I love the biggest boy band in the world, BTS.
Yeah, you do.
I actually have waned in my love for them.
Oh, no.
But I'm an early
Yeah.
early adopter. I was there when they debuted in 2013. Okay, babe. So I've been watching their rise. And I have to say, if I could meet anyone, I'd want to meet my boys that I watched
Fair. Good.
Yeah.
start from nothing to now become huge.
You're the reason I know BTS was a band.
Yeah,
Like, I
for
didn't
sure.
know.
I know.
All right, so.
I'm fucking 40 years old. Fuck y'all. I can like whatever I want. I don't give a fuck. I turned 40 this year. Fuck.
Hell yeah.
Shut up.
Okay, so.
Same age.
Now that we're steeped in the nostalgia of what Fnatic was, we're going to get back to our reboot pitch for you. Now, I do want to say a former Fnatic who had been on the show, I did find her current Today blog. She now is a celebrity interviewer because guess what? That was part of Fnatic. You interviewed celebrities. And she started here, and she's still doing it. But this is a quote on her website. She said, even though the MTV show I interviewed Whitney Houston on was entitled Fnatic, I absolutely hated that word because to me it highlighted more of the crazy side of a fan instead of the love. So the first chance I got, I told Whitney, I was a friend, not a fan.
I'm sure that went over great with Whitney
Same
Houston.
level. They were on the same level.
The first thing she said is, "You are not."
Oh, she was like.
So, I think we can all probably give Quincy Thomas some notes on that. But one thing did stand out to me. The fact that she was like, I want it to be about the love. Right. And
Like
to
that.
me, I love that. And so that's why I feel like Caitlin and I should host the reboot of Fnatic. Now, you might be saying, wait, did the original show have hosts? The answer is no, it didn't.
No. That's part of the
It really, really didn't. But it needs one. And we think that we should be the hosts. Here's why. We get love of things that are
Obviously.
stupid. We are stands of being fans. Like, we love when people love things, even if we don't love them. You know, that's fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've seen like 3 Marvel movies, but I love when people get excited for them. I've sat at midnight showings just because other people are excited. We spend all day thinking about celebrities.
Yeah.
Literally since 5 a.m. when I woke up this morning. I think Caitlin was texting me by 5:45. We could finally meet Joshua Jackson if we were on this
Is
show.
he not here yet?
He's not here yet, so
Okay, we didn't know for
and that's where our list kind of ran out. And this is where we need you. So like, what else do we need for a
Another
pitch?
old pick, babe. Pre-pandemic Monique was cute. What you want me to give you a 5th reason why you would be a
Or
great
just
host?
like, what else do we need to get
Yeah,
on
what
air?
do you think? As the president of
As
MTV.
the president of MTV, what else were we missing? Because our pitch basically ended there.
Well, I mean, as you know, and as I like to tell everyone, I'm Canadian.
Yeah.
And so we had a wonderful station called Much Music.
Wow.
Right? You may have watched it on some of your Canadian-based television networks.
Happens.
that allowed
People
you
had
to stream
satellite,
in.
maybe, yeah.
And I don't know. I thought that the VJs there were very personable.
Okay.
They weren't the way that American VJs were very like mini celebs in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
personalities. I think like much of Canada, they were very like these could be your friends.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
And not saying that you guys aren't celebrities, because you clearly are.
That's a great
fabulous
point.
women.
That's a great
you.
point.
But I think everyone in this audience also wants and could be your friend.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to bring a little bit of that
Okay.
personability, relatability,
Okay.
Wow.
and that's what I would want for you guys.
Wow, we're going to have to study Much Music.
So
Yeah.
what I'm hearing is you think we could be working more if we moved to Canada.
I mean, I don't think it. I haven't been there in 12 years. I don't
Okay.
think it still exists. Is anyone Canadian?
Has anyone been? Has
Can
anyone
anyone
laid
say
eyes on Canada?
No? Anyone have any tabs?
Okay, so we don't know. Could be a conspiracy.
It's not that great there. We have a good PR firm.
Wow.
Who does handle the PR for Canada?
You know, it's actually America's worse, but it's not like Canada's.
Is it
Awesome.
Ryan Reynolds exclusively doing the PR now, or no?
Isn't he great? Ryan Gosling is also Canadian.
All the hot
All the
Ryans.
hot guys are
Simu
Canadian, and a
is
lot of
Canadian.
them put it in their Instagram handles.
babe.
Yeah.
Well, Monique, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your
Of course, thanks
your
for having
wisdom
me.
and your words, and we'll be looking into dual citizenship immediately.
Excellent.
Yeah, thank you
excellent.
so much.
Thank you
Might
for
need
having
So
me.
guess what? We did it. We're going straight to series MTV Canada. Give it up for Monique Moses.
For Monique Moses.
Be sure to go to www.moniquemoses.com.
Make it your homepage.
It's already mine.
Okay, go to bts.com.
Now we're gonna go ahead and jump right into our next game. So we're gonna
Yes.
need Woody Fu to come on up.
Woody.
Fu. Woody, who thought he signed up for doing a music trivia show.
Yeah, that's what I thought
Yeah,
it
well-
was. I was like, I'm ready to identify songs in 5 seconds or less.
All right. We'll keep that in mind. But that's what we're going to do. You know, Woody, the thing about you is you have so many talents.
You do.
You are an actor. That's how we know you primarily.
Yeah.
You're also a DJ. So this brings up...
At one time, both these pictures have been on my website. I'm not sure why. I was like, these are the pictures. These are the ones for sure.
Well, you know, being multi-talented, here's the problem. This is a segment we called Actors Turn Musician. A tough pivot. So here's the thing. Musicians turned actors, a path. It actually works quite
does.
often. Actors turn musicians, a tougher journey.
Yeah. Do you remember when Scarlett Johansson recorded a cover of just Tom Waits covers?
Yes.
And also Bruce Willis, famously Bruno?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
And
unfortunately.
I made this so it looks like Lindsay Lohan is handing Eddie Murphy a mic. The thing is, for you, your acting career is going well. You're in Just for Laughs. You're rocketing to being an actor famous first.
Yeah.
So but you still want to do music, I assume. So unfortunately, you have a tougher row to hoe.
You do.
Sure,
You do.
yeah.
But there are people that have done it successfully. It can be done. So we're doing Woody Fu, choose your own career adventure. I'm going to give you 10 career points. You are going to spend these on the career moves that I show you.
Okay.
Choose wisely. Once we pass a slide, you cannot go back, and you only have 10.
I will say, however, a real quick interruption.
Yeah.
I was in a band with my best friend in high school.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were a geek rock band
Okay.
called Bitch Ass.
Okay.
And our heroes were They Might Be Giants and President of the United States of America. And my best friend, his other band before Bitch Ass was called Dog's Butt.
Perfect.
Wow.
So literally,
This guy's
his
got a
two
thing.
bands are basically the same exact name of band
Wow.
conceptually.
Really
He's got a
focused.
vision. He's
Yeah,
got a
he's
vision.
on
All right.
brand, on brand.
All right, you have 10 points. You can choose any way to spend them. All right, the first way is you can get 5 following the footsteps of Jenny Lewis. Opening for Harry Styles at Madison Square Garden. Now, that's a good way to go from
It slapped.
actor to
It slapped.
musician. Now, or you can do what David Duchovny did for 2 points, which is release your debut rock album, Hell or High Water, at age 54.
Okay, well, here's the thing.
And you don't have to choose any of them. Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like this is a safer bet.
Yeah.
But I gotta respect the chutzpah on this one.
Oh, absolutely. I kind of agree with you. You know, he's got a lot of, and you don't have to choose either, but he's got a lot of money. He just wants to record an album called Hell or High Water at age 54. I don't know. It's fine. But it only costs 2 points because it's maybe not going to lead to music superstar.
Yeah. I mean, I know for a fact it won't, so I'm going to pass on.
Okay.
on
You don't
the
have to do
Duchovny.
either of these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
gonna pass on
You're
both.
gonna
All right,
Okay,
that
Pass on
could be,
both, pass on
that
both, pass on
could
both.
be smart. All right,
Oh, wow.
you're gonna
Yeah,
do
yeah,
either for 3 points, use a Wu-Tang name generator to pick a stage name, or for 1 point, like Billy Bob Thornton did, refuse to acknowledge that you have an acting career. Pretend you don't even know what they're talking about because you feel like your music should be promoted.
God, look
Eventually,
look
just
at this
speaking in
fucking
gibberish.
face. Look at this
Yeah.
fucking face.
Yeah.
It's somehow weirder than his Sling Blade face.
I mean, you kind of always have to bet on Donald Glover, so I'm gonna do the
All right,
Donald
we
Glover.
spent 3
You spent 3
points on
points. You
Donald
got 7 points
Glover.
left.
Childish Gambino. Okay.
All right.
Only 2 slides left. 3 points. Only 7 left to spend. All right, 4 for do as Kevin Bacon and Jared Leto did, which is start a band with your brother who actually is a musician. So that's going to help with longevity.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will never ever invest in Jared Leto for any reason whatsoever.
All right.
Just on principle. So
Yeah.
I think just by spiteful default, I will invest in Kevin Bacon.
Okay, so
right.
we've used. Okay, so we're
All
going to
right.
start
So you
a
got
band with a
3
sibling
points
who is
left.
maybe more musically talented for longevity purposes. So we have 3 points left. Unfortunately, we only have 1 slide left, and it was 10 points. BJ Lo.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So it feels like I picked up all the fool's gold along the way.
Yeah. Well, because there's really only one winner here.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's always going to be
Yeah.
J-Lo.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, she's the only one in recent memory that's really, really made the pivot. Because maybe people don't remember, she was very much an actor first.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she was
Well, she's a fly girl first.
a fly girl first.
I think everyone knows what I meant. But we can bring up that she was a fly girl.
I
Weren't
mean,
we,
I
weren't
think
we
it's just-
all fly girls, really,
I
at
think
the
it's
end of
all.
the day?
It's just important to note she is a triple threat.
Well, she's she's absolutely a dancer first. I think we all know that. Moving on. All right, Lauren.
Well, now we're gonna ask Doug and Devin to come back up and join Woody up here. Come on up here, Doug and Devin. We got a little game called Battle of the TV Show Bands. So this, Woody, is going to be a little bit of trivia.
Great. Oh, thank God.
I have compiled 5 different clips of bands that are not real bands. They're TV show bands. I'm going to play you the clip of music, see if you can guess what band it is. If you can't, I'm going to give you an image. If you can't guess it off the image, I'm going to give you the name of the band, and we'll go from there.
And if I can't remember what you said,
yes,
then
and you are
you're-
working together.
You're working
It's
as a team,
collaborative.
okay? All right. So, are you ready for band number 1?
yeah.
Hit us, Kurt, with band number 1.
For look at what's happened to me. I can't believe in myself. Suddenly I'm on top of the world, and it should.
Let me know if you need a clue. You need a clue?
We're gonna use that clue.
Here's your first clue.
Oh, the Gilmore Girls got a
Ah! What's it called? What's it called? You got
band.
the show.
Band. It's Lane's band.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
my
pretty good.
God.
The Gilmore Boys?
Great podcast.
Gilmore bass.
Oh wait, no.
You got it, Devin. I believe in you.
Devin, we believe in you.
I'm
I can't
gonna.
remember. It's. This is what happens when I don't watch it for 3 years. I
Wow.
forget the details. I know it's Gilmore Girls.
This song they're singing is the opening to a theme song to an 80s sitcom.
It is a cover, yeah.
But
but they're not named after
We
it, are
love that
they?
showing
I
that work.
do love
we
showing the work.
showing the work.
All right, I'm gonna put you out of your misery, Kurt. We can cut the song. This is Hip Alien.
She knew.
But you know what? You get a point for
Yeah,
Gilmore
absolutely.
Girls.
That
I'm
was
giving
good.
you the Gilmore
That was
Girls
good.
point. So congratulations for kind of knowing that band. All right, now band number 2. Hit me with band number 2.
But let's go back to that California garage where it all began.
There he is.
Through it all, hanging tough.
No idea.
We'll be friends forever.
Do we have to do another
Is this from Cobra Kai? No.
No, but I get why you
Absolutely
would
not.
think so.
Same era.
All right, you ready for the clue?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
please.
Here's your first clue.
Oh.
Saved by the Bell?
Yeah. Do you remember the band's name?
I never watched it.
The Zax?
It was
Zack
Zack Attack.
Because he's a
Alright.
megalomaniac, clearly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
As you can see,
was
Lauren mostly
suppressed.
put this game together, but I did suggest this song, and she said, "Great, I already have that saved on my computer."
All right, let's get to song number 3.
We're getting one. We're getting one.
From Doug. This is from Doug Funny.
Yeah.
There you go.
And
It is Doug. But who are these
banging on a
guys?
trash can, sitting on a street light. The Beats. It says it in the fucking
The
picture.
Beats.
Yeah, give it up for Doug and the
Yeah.
Beats. I love though, Doug, that you immediately knew it was from Doug.
Yeah.
I had a feeling.
Yeah.
I
Because
had
Doug's a
feeling.
megalomaniac.
Yeah.
Doug Attack.
Doug Attack.
Doug Attack, exactly.
All right, you guys, y'all are doing good. You're getting the
You're
show.
really doing well.
You're doing
Really
well.
doing well.
But let's see if you can keep this going with band number 4.
Oh boy.
Loves it.
Song is the price for breaking my heart. Should have written these words to you right
Gonna need that hint.
That's it.
Gonna need that clue.
Okay, here's a clue.
Is it Degrassi?
What is this? What is this?
He's got the show. He's got the show. Yeah, does anyone remember the name of the band? Okay.
Wow.
All right. But yes, it is Degrassi. It's Hell Hath No Fury from Degrassi.
Oh, have no fury Degrassi.
Yeah. Woody, good job.
Good.
Smart move.
Very resourceful,
Thank God.
Woody.
Thank God.
Yeah. You know, folks, Degrassi is being rebooted for HBO Max, so get ready. This is just your PSA to start your rewatch now because there are 10,000 seasons. All right, we have one final band. Let's see if you can nail this last one. Kurt, suite number 5.
You're an angel in black. You sure have the knack for putting my heart on the shelf in the back.
I will say it's the hottest
I'm waiting my
lead
turn.
singer of any fake TV band that ever lived.
My poor heart, you're giving it
Hottest.
freezer burn. Yeah.
We might need the clue.
Yeah, we might need a clue.
Oh,
Oh, is this from Daria? Is this from Daria?
It's from Daria. It's Mystic Spiral. Jane's hot older brother, Trent. Yeah? Nope. Anybody else? All right. Well, you may thank you, Seth. Now you may have
I think we
noticed.
acquitted ourselves quite well.
You might have noticed that the game was actually called Battle of the Bands, though, right? So here's the thing. It wasn't really about whether or not you knew them. It's what you think about them. So you're going to select now what you think the best band was, the band that rocked the hardest, the total rock and roll freaks, if you will.
Total rock and roll freak.
Was it Hep Alien? Was it Zack Attack? Was it The Beats? Was it Hell Hath No Fury? Or was it Mystic Spiral? Take a few seconds, talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah,
if
feel
you
free
want
to
to ask the
shout out
audience,
what you feel.
Yeah, if the audience wants to tell us who they think, you know, are you going to go for talent? Are you going to go for looks? Are you going to go for the nostalgia factor? You know, there's a lot of different ways to vote.
And they're all good on all of those, so
Yeah.
it's hard. Wow.
All right. Yeah. Oh, wow. They were
Wow,
really.
people are arguing. This has
some
inspired the
strong thoughts.
convo.
The table in the back.
All right, we got it. We got it.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah,
All right.
It tore us apart, but we decided.
All right,
Great.
experts. Who is the winner of the Battle of the Bands?
1, 2, 3.
Wow. Well, we really appreciate
That's great.
what you came up with, but you're actually wrong.
Okay.
Okay. So there's actually only one right answer, and this is it.
Some clown from out of town who came to hang around and look a little out of place. You say you wonder what on earth I'm doing here. I'm only
Just let it sink into your bones for a moment. Let it really
I
sink
may
in.
be an unknown from the Twilight Zone, but you're the one who's out of this world.
It's about to really drop. Here we go.
You're the one who's out of this world. Sweet baby.
Okay.
Wow.
So yeah, the greatest rocker on TV is Alf. So that was a trick question.
I finally understand what a total rock and roll freak is. After seeing that, I get it.
Yeah.
Also, didn't people pick up on the lyrics? I'm the alien, but you're the one that's out of this world?
Yeah, what about Animal from Muppets?
Okay.
Lots of people are good.
No, I love Animal. It's just like, he never responds to our emails, so we're a little salty.
He has Tulsi, his assistant that he shares with Bethany Frankel.
Yeah.
Email us.
You get it.
Wonderful request.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing your expertise and your knowledge.
Thank
give it
you,
up for Woody,
Devin
give it up for Doug, give it up for
Doug
Devin.
Wydick and Woody Fu.
Oh
Total
my gosh.
rock and roll
Total rock and roll
freaks.
freak. So we're almost at the end of our time.
Yeah.
But I guess it's time to check in and ask, is rock and roll still cool?
Okay.
It is? Yeah. Okay.
One confident answer.
You know what?
We're going with
confident
her.
voice. I'm going to go with that. So
I think rock and roll is
I think
cool.
rock and roll is cool. And you know what else is cool?
Following us on social
Following
media.
us on social media.
Yeah.
We are putting out podcasts every Tuesday. This week we dropped a sweet one with Chrissy
Shackelford, from Emmy winner from last week tonight with John Oliver.
Famously thanked Adam Driver at the Emmys and brought that charisma to our podcast
Yes,
this week.
and if you want to visit our website, westandtogether.com, we have a web series up there that you on your tables have little gift bags for. Please feel free to take those home. If you're at a table that doesn't have one, grab them, pilfer them from another table.
We've had so much fun. We hope you have
thank
too.
you guys so
Thank you so much.
Thank you to Monique, Devin, Woody, and Doug.
Thank you to
Total
everyone
rock
here.
and roll
Caveat.
freaks.
And one final thing, if you are feeling extra kind and generous tonight, our friends at Veselka are doing a fundraiser to help everyone at the Ukraine. They are all of the sales from Borscht are going to support efforts of relief. And if you also are interested, they are collecting some food goods and other things. We'll be posting more information about this on our Instagram and on our various social media platforms. If you have any questions, we'd love to connect good people to good causes.
Yes.
So thank you all so much for coming out tonight.
Thank you so much. Thank you, rock and roll
We
freaks.
stand you all.
We
Have
stand
a great
you.
night.
You're an angel in black. You sure have the knack for putting my heart on the shelf in the back.